Hello Math 133 students. In this video I'm going to help you with problem 2.2 number 40 from the 5th edition of the Sullivan text. Now I'm getting to here from the study plan, which you'll remember is always available to you under Student Resources Study Plan. You have all sorts of extra problems in here. Some are your homework problems and some are just extra ones I didn't assign as homework, and you can use those to help you study for exams or for homework, etc. So I'm going to click on 2.2 number 40. Oh, wait, I already did. Click on 2.2 number 40. And you can see right here in the top left corner it says 2.2 number 40. What that means is that if you opened up the textbook to the 2.2 exercise problems for that section of the book, then this would be number 40 in that exercise set. Now, I'm not going to do the actual problem here. I'm going to click on Question Help and View an Example, and we're going to do this example instead, but the theory still holds. And you can do what I'm doing here for the example with the actual problem. Now, notice right away that I have these kind of large data sets. I have the best actor ages and the best actress ages, and this is going to be one problem where it's just going to be easier to just work in Excel or StatCrunch or something, but I'm going to work in Excel to make this go a little bit simpler. So I clicked on View Full Dataset, I clicked Open in Excel, and there it is. I have the actors and actress ages, and you could do everything that I'm doing in Excel on a sheet of paper if you so desired. I just thought this will make things a little bit simpler for all of us so we can kind of see everything in Excel. Alright, so here I have the best actor ages, here I have the best actress ages. And again, they can be on a sheet of paper if you like, but what's nice about them is that this way they are, I'm just going to pin this so you can see, they're not in order, but I can put them in order real fast. A lot faster than if I was writing them by hand. So all I do is move my cursor up with my mouse kind of near the A, and you can see that the cursor symbol turns to this kind of downward facing arrow. So I click on that, and then I click Data, and I'm going to click this little A to Z sort button. So it's going to sort it from smallest to largest, and I just want to continue with my current selection. And then I'm going to go do the same thing with the actresses. To do that, I got to click near the B. So move your cursor up till it turns into that downward facing arrow, click, and then A to Z. And then again select Continue. Don't expand, just continue with the current selection. And now you can see, hey, they're in order. They're in order from, here just so you can see them. They're in order from the actors from age 26 to 61, and the actresses are 20 to 71. Great. All right, so now that I have them in order, I don't really need the top menu. I need to create my stems. So I have the stem for the stem and leaf plot. Well, the lowest is 20, right, 26. Then 30s, then the 40s, then the 50s, 60s, 70s. And that's as high as they went. So some actress received the best actress when she was 71 years old. So those are the stems. And I'm going to make this font larger so you guys can see it. Matter of fact, I'm going to make all the fonts for these columns larger so you can see them all. Okay. Let's start with the actors over on this side, because that's what we're doing. We're building the stems off of building the leaves off of this stem. So I'm going to have men over here. Matter of fact, I'm going to merge these cells in a second. So the only man is 26. So right there, that 26 person. So they're right here with that stem. Now for the women, I have 0, 1, 5, 5, 5. So 3 5s and a 9. So I have to put 0 as my first leaf, then 1 as the next leaf, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 9. And that gives me all the leaves for the ladies. Well, all of those ladies. And I'm going to kind of double click and make this all smaller so you guys can see how narrow this is. One of the big keys to a stem and leaf plot is you have to have it so that every single leaf has the same amount of space, right? The digits should all be stacked up on top of each other. So I've got the 0 right here, then 1 takes up the same amount of space, 5, 5, 5, 9. Of course, this is easy to do with computers, because computers automatically line things up. All right, now let's look at the 30s. This will be more interesting for the men. There's 31, 32, 34, 36, 37, 38, two 38s. So I'll have to have two 38s in there. So I need a 1. That's the closest to 30. So 1. There we go. And then a 2. And then a 4 right next to that. A 6 right next to that. A 7, an 8, and an 8. So there's the 30s for the men. The 30s for the women, 32, 32, 33, 33, 34, right? Two 37s. So I need two 32s, two 33s, a 4, not a 5, 4, and then two 7s, and a 9. Now you can see if I'm doing this with Excel, I've got to make all these rows be exactly the same as each other. Excuse me, all these columns exactly the same as each other. So I try to line it up. When you're writing it by hand, you want to do the same thing. All right, so I've got my stems and I've got my 30s for the women and 30s for the men. And you just continue in this same vein all the way through. So I'm not going to finish it out, but you just keep going along. Notice that the 40s becomes a 0, right? So you would just keep going like this. And you work your way from the inside out. So on the right side, it's kind of obvious. For the women, it's from left to right. We're used to working like that. Low numbers on the left, big numbers on the right. So 40, 43, 45. No problem. The weird part is the men, because they're working backwards kind of from what you're used to. And that's because they're building off the stem. So 40 is this person, 42 is this one, 43 is this one, 45, and so on. So you build your way, as you move away from the stem, you get larger and larger. And I'm not going to finish it out, but I've done a lot to get you started, so hopefully that helps. And then you can see, as you click continue, that it kind of is showing exactly what I did. You go in order, or order them first using your Excel or using your by hand. I mean, you can sit there and do it yourself. It's quite frankly a little bit easier with Excel to put things in order from lowest to highest, and then you build yourself out from there. All right, I hope that helps.